Before the United States was the United States, we were 13 colonies, right? And those 13 colonies funded themselves from its constituents and put out paper money into their area. So Pennsylvania had notes, Rhode Island had notes, right? Until the start of the war. At that time, the 13 colonies came together and created the very first ever national currency. But it was used for one purpose and one purpose alone: pay the troops. And that was it. And that was the end of the story. Finding those colonial notes, the Continental currency used to pay our Revolutionary War heroes, well, hard to find. Well, tonight we got a couple, so let's enjoy the next few minutes. So again, paper money, which is today something we think of all the time, and if it's not that, it's a credit card, right? Very rarely do we use coin in circulation, which is why the U.S. Mint's pushing a lot of its new mandates on no longer making the Kennedy, no longer making the cent, those types of things. But you go back 250 years, Pennsylvania had paper, and Rhode Island, as I referenced, right? They all had paper money out there for the people in their communities to keep commerce going, right? We didn't have a national coin system either. We used English and Spanish coins. We were an English colony, for that matter. So we come together and declare our independence. We fight the Revolutionary War. How do we pay all these troops? So they pool their money together and put something out known as a note, the Continental currency. There are various denominations, from $1 to $7, 50 pence, the English version. And they were backed with money collected by the colonies to pay those troops. Then they would come, turn their paper in, they get the coin, and everybody's happy. When the war is over, the notes are destroyed, right? And we don't have a national currency until the Civil War, 70, 80 years later. So we have a one and done currency that's a federal currency known as Continentals. They were issued from 1775 to 1779. There were 11 separate issues. All of our notes, and there are only a few, are PMG 30s, which means you're going to have great look, feel, quality. You're going to see the two-color variation come across. The notes are printed in black. They're signed in black. They're signed in red, serial numbered in red. A lot of the old notes, you just can't tell. When you get to this grade, you can see the difference. Gorgeous. Most of these notes were printed in Philadelphia, as it references here on the bottom. That tells you when. This particular note was printed in 1776, right? The year we declared our independence. All of them, a crazy outright story. So during this 11 issue, give or take 5-year span that these notes were made, right? You're going to see about 40 or 50 different types of notes by denomination, by the year they were made, etc. And PMG catalogs everything for us. You can go there and click colonial currency, click Continental currency, and see how few of them are known compared to all the other colonials. Right? There are 7,118 certified colonial Continentals, all grades, known as of today. Think about that. 7,000 of these that look, well, all grades. Not even most of them look this nice. But when you get down to specific notes, right? This is a $7 issue from 1776. Right? You're going to notice a majority of the notes have 40 to 60 known to exist, all grades, and that the highest number is less than 300. So even if you get one of 300s, there's only 300 known. That's what just makes this that wow moment. I checked our history, and over the last 5 years, we've had this on 3 times. Not this specific note, a 30 grade, but a Continental piece of paper worth owning. You want to own a piece of history. Is there anything more poignant than the only paper money made by the U.S. government, the new government, and it was only made to pay our soldiers? Not local citizens in commerce. It was paid, it was meant for our soldiers who are out there, well, trying to win this thing, making us a free country. War's over, they destroy, right? Because that's what we always do. And we've done that many times over history. And we don't bring pieces of paper out until when? The Civil War, when we have another crunch. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. So they are various notes. They are all a PMG 30 or higher. They are all beautiful, well, you can see everything, read everything, no pinholes, no rips, no nothing. They are beautiful notes. You can see the dual color, which is so important, in my opinion, because it just shows the originality. If somebody washed a note, you'd lose the two colors. Right? So when you can still see the two colors, like you see the serial number here and the signature, the second signature in red, it just makes it a little bit more authentic. Obviously, we know it is because we have certification, PMG, the #1 certification service out there on all of these. Everybody, competition for non-certified notes, $878 to $1,100. Yeah, this is the ABC way.